Hi guys, how's everybody doing on this October no sugar reset lock-in month? It's happening, we are in it, and I'm feeling all kinds of weird. How about you? Let's talk about what sugars are really hidden in our food so that we can make the best decisions on what we're eating for the month of October. So sugar is in almost 75% of the items we buy in the grocery stores today. That's 3/4 of what we buy has some type of sweetener, sugar, or chemical item added to it to enhance its flavor. And there are over 260 names for sugar, or added sweeteners, or enhancers, or flavors that are added to our foods. Companies often hide sugar in our foods. They're sweetened under different names so they look healthier. They also rotate between names when one like high fructose corn syrup gets a bad reputation. They change it so it's a more natural sounding name. However, it's still the same sweetener. They also use the trick of adding multiple sweeteners. You'll see products that'll have dextrose and malsorbitol and other sweetened names. All the ingredients are in one item, one label, one package, one product. And they're spread out so they don't look like it's that much sugar in it. And one huge thing that we are being sold to by the market is it's saying sugar-free or zero. Zero's a big one now because people have caught on to the fact that sugar-free does not mean it doesn't have sugar in it. It's sweetened artificially with a chemically added product. It just doesn't have table sugar, but it's still sweetened. Now, zero is the same thing. They were just using sugar-free. Now they use the word zero, and it's the same thing. Unless it says unsweetened. It's sweetened with something. It just may not be table sugar, but it's still sweetened with something. You are ingesting a chemical sweetener that most of the time is sweeter than sugar. So the addiction arises in us because it's sweeter than the original thing that they're saying that they are avoiding for your health. Some of the things that are quick that we can look out for is if it ends in OSE, it's sugar. If it ends in OL, like xylitol, it's sugar. It's a sugar alcohol. If it says syrup, concentrate, or solids, sugar is in it in a disguise. Food companies know the science. They know the science of how to get you addicted. And they do that to get you addicted and keep you hooked because they understand the response that our brain has, the dopamine response. And we'll talk more about the dopamine response and what all of that means next week. But this week, I just want to highlight the fact that sugar is hidden in so many different ways that we are unaware of, that we need to be looking for. And I want to help us to identify those when we read the labels, because I've read labels and didn't realize some of the things that I was reading was actually a sugar. And the sad thing about all of this is the food industry doesn't care. It's all about profit. And unfortunately, when we get sick off of these products, when we have diabetes and other ailments, then the pharmaceutical company is making money. So they're profiting, the food industry is profiting while we are getting sick. This is a sick system, not a well system that we are a part of, and we are just being tossed around and not really being cared for in this situation. But this is not about fear. This is about knowledge. This is about understanding, and this is about knowing the truth and having wisdom. And God is the one that calls us to wisdom. He's the one that calls us to know the truth and says the truth will make us free. We can't get free of what we are unaware of. When we become aware of what's in these products, we can make healthier, better choices about what we consume. And yes, we don't even know what's put in the healthy foods these days because they are sprayed with so many different things. They are fed so many different chemicals that are passed on to us. But they are healthier options than the sugar and the chemical sugars that we're consuming that we don't have to. Some of the sneaky sugars that are in the foods, like artificial and lab-made sweeteners, here are a few: aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and ACE-K. Sugar alcohols, here are a few: xylitol, urethol, is it urethol or urethol? And sorbitol. Those are a few. Sneaky chemical sweeteners are high fructose corn syrup, maltodextrin, corn syrup solids. I had to look up maltodextrin because I thought it was a sweetener. It's not per se a sweetener, it is an enhancer and a filler. So many things that are not natural to our bodies. Now, natural sugars are like honey. Make sure it's pure honey. The honey that you get in the supermarket, the one that costs $2.99, that is not real honey. Maple syrup, same thing. Make sure you get real organic maple syrup, not pancake syrup, not the syrup that you buy in the regular aisle in the grocery store. Coconut sugar. Make sure it's got only coconut sugar as the ingredient. It's all still sugar. You can choose this for better sugars, and you can choose these better alternatives that are in most of the products now, but they're still sugar. And these are stevia, monk fruit, and allulose. They're all still sugars. Every category that I named is a sugar. But I would rather have maple syrup, pure maple syrup, or honey than to have maltodextrin or aspartame or sucralose in my food. So what do we do when we can't trust the food labels, when we can't rely on the doctors, when we can't trust the FDA or whoever it is that's making the rules about what is being consumed? And mind you, it is not the same in every country. The U.S. is the worst country when it comes to banning bad foods. I've looked at food lists of the same product from the U.S. and from another country, and their label is half the length of ours because they ban a lot of the products that we still allow. It's a lot easier to read the label when you understand what you're looking for. But one thing that we know for sure is we can trust God. We can turn to God and He will give us wisdom. I have the extended list of these sweeteners in my Facebook group where you can come and join and you can get a copy of the list. And we can have a conversation about these sweeteners and what you're doing. But if you already read labels, or if you're starting to read labels to look for hidden sugars, post in the comment below, read labels. Because it is imperative for our health that we read the labels and that we get a better understanding of what sugars and what hidden sugars are in our food. So if you enjoyed this video, please comment, subscribe, like, and share it with other people. Let's get educated about what's going on in our environment in the food industry, in the pharmaceutical industry, even in the health industry, because a lot of doctors are just as sick and unhealthy as we are because they are unaware as well of what is actually going on in the food industry today. Let's walk this journey together. Let's continue our No Sugar Challenge. Let's ask others to join us. Send them information. Educate one another. Be educated for ourselves. Advocate for ourselves and our families. And you guys have a blessed rest of the Sunday, and I will see you next time.